What is going on, my beautiful DC brothers and sisters? It's your boy, the Truth 31. Hit like, subscribe for all that DC goodness on your face, neck, and chest. And this is it, the final film in the Dark Knight Christopher Nolan saga. And before I start this review, I'm gonna give spoilers. So if you have not seen this entire Dark Knight trilogy, which is I don't know why you haven't seen it, but if you haven't seen it, I'm gonna give spoilers. So I'm gonna give you 5 seconds to leave the video, watch the movie, come back, and make sure you like and subscribe, my beautiful DC brothers and sisters. So I'm gonna give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm gonna give. First of all, excuse me, not the Rona, I promise you. The movie itself is good, but it is not at the excellence that was Batman Begins and Dark Knight. I feel like after Dark Knight, the massive success of Dark Knight and the unfortunate passing of Heath Ledger, I feel like Christopher Nolan didn't want to do another film, but it almost felt like since, The Dark Knight was a massive success and made like over $1 billion, the studio wanted Christopher Nolan to come back and do one more film. And I feel like Christopher Nolan didn't have his heart in this movie. I feel like he didn't want to do this movie at all. It felt like an afterthought. It felt like, okay, well, I'll do it just because it's in my contract, not because I really have a good story. And I think Nolan had a story before the passing of Heath Ledger, and Heath Ledger was going to have a role in this film, but since he passed away, it felt like all the creativeness and the passion that Nolan had for making a third one just went away, and it felt like, I don't know, like when you see the film on a technical level, it's all good. The acting, the cinematography, like everything is top notch. It's just the story feels a little disjointed. Like it doesn't feel as cohesive as the first two films, and you can I don't know what it is, but you can clearly see just the lack of passion that went into this film. Like there are several plot holes in this film that don't make any sense. And of course, there are plot holes in every film, but here you could really see it. And for someone who's like fuck, I can't think of the word right now, but someone who's just so, I don't know, just so meticulous with his direction in this film. Like it just stands out a lot more. And I don't know if that's Christopher Nolan hype. I don't know, because we were like so excited that we were gonna love this film no matter what. But it is what it is. Of course, this film is set up 8 years after the events of The Dark Knight, after Harvey Dent died and Batman took the blame, and everything is peacetime. Like everything is roses and sunshine, because the Joker, I guess in this continuity, is still in jail, and everything is back to normal. And of course, one of the main baddies, Bane, comes in, who's a terrorist who you later find out works for the League of Shadows, which is a nice callback to the original Batman Begins. And of course, he wants to wreak havoc on the city and finish what Ra's al Ghul started in Batman Begins, who wants to cleanse Gotham, because Gotham is beyond saving. Gotham is irredeemable. So we need to blow this shit up in a no man's land-esque storyline where, they blow up the bridges and, people can't leave. So, and fucking, for some reason, I think, was it Ra's al Ghul's daughter, who we find out is Miranda Tate, who's a supporting character in this film, who's a love interest to Bruce Wayne, which is a plot twist you actually saw coming if you saw the set photos. So apparently she makes this fucking, I don't know if she makes it, because I haven't seen this movie in a while, or they make it she makes an atomic bomb sort of right out of the fucking 60s Adam West Batman. And this is where the realism that Christopher Nolan created starts to jump the shark a little bit. It starts to get a little cartoonish, especially for a Christopher Nolan film. And there's an atomic bomb that they place in the middle of Gotham City that's gonna wipe out Gotham City, and that's the plan for Miranda Tate, Ra's al Ghul's daughter, and Bane, who works for the League of Shadows. That's their plan to rid of Gotham City and finish, I keep getting her fucking Talia al Ghul. I keep saying Ra's al Ghul's daughter, Talia al Ghul. So she plants this bomb to finish Ra's al Ghul's her father's plan to rid of Gotham City, and it's the way it's handled especially her death scene, is so fucking stupid. Like the way it's handled is so silly and so cartoonish that again, it's that realism that Nolan created that's taken out of this movie. Again, you can clearly see Nolan just he it almost feels like, you know what? This is the third film. I'm not gonna make any more of these, so let's just go fucking batshit crazy, no pun intended, and let's go out with a bang, literally. And that's what, and of course, by the end of the film, Batman takes the bomb and throws it off into the distance, and the film assumes that Batman is dead, right? Batman is gone. Like Christopher Nolan did the impossible. He killed off Batman. And of course, towards the end, we see Alfred go back to Paris, to France, and he sees Bruce Wayne and Selina Kyle, because the whole theme. And I'll give credit to Nolan for this. The whole theme of Batman Begins, Dark Knight, and Dark Knight Rises is that Batman is a symbol. Batman is just not one man. Batman is a symbol. So anyone can take up the mantle of Batman, whether it's a woman or a man, anyone. Because the symbol of Batman is what's most important. It's that symbol that protects Gotham City. And whoever, decides to take up the mantle of Batman. So overall, Bane, Tom Hardy, the voice, like, that's how he sounds like to me. That's how he sounds like. He sounds like Sylvester Stallone if he had a fucking stroke. But I mean, he's fine, even though Tom Hardy's 5'2". Bane is supposed to be like in fucking 6'7" in the comics, but he does a good job. Anne Hathaway as Catwoman, I think she's one of the best parts of this movie. She really does a great job, especially if she's playing a more realistic version of Catwoman. Michael Caine is Alfred. There's a scene between Michael Caine and Christian Bale where Batman essentially tells Alfred to fuck off. And it's an emotional scene. It's a great scene, but I just don't like Bruce Wayne telling Alfred to leave and shit, especially with everything that they went through with Batman Begins and Dark Knight. That scene, again, it's well played, but I'm just not a fan of that scene. Robin, we find out Robin, John Blake Robin. Such a silly scene. I never liked that scene, especially since Nolan throughout this whole trilogy said Robin is not in my movie. We're not going to introduce Robin. And what does Nolan do? At the end of the movie, he says, my name is John Robin Blake, which makes no sense. So is he Dick Grayson? Is he Tim Drake? No, he's just a new character who takes the name of Robin as a wink to the audience, as a tip of the hat homage to us, which we did not like at all, which is fucking stupid. It's like, no, if you're going to introduce Robin, then introduce it properly. Introduce Dick Grayson. Why not have Joseph Gordon-Levitt play Dick Grayson in the movie, who's a cop and takes up the mantle of Robin? That would have made much more sense. I still wouldn't have liked it, but it would have made more sense as far as comics go, because in the comics Dick Grayson was a cop. So in this movie it just didn't make any sense. Again, the plot of this film doesn't make any sense, especially where Bane beats the shit out of Christian Bale, because Christian Bale is like old and raggedy, because he's been Batman for 8 years. So his like, he has concussions, his bones are broken, his spleen. It was like, what? Like, compare that to Ben Affleck's Batman in BVS, who's been doing this for 20 years and he's still fucking jacked to the tits. And we have Christian Bale, who's not been Batman for 8 years, and he has all these concussions and bones are broken. It's like, come on, bro, that's not Batman. And first of all, Batman would never isolate himself for 8 years. Batman will always be Batman no matter what. But again, I'll give it a pass because this is Chris Nolan's Batman story that he's telling. So again, it's not Zack Snyder, but it's Christopher Nolan's Batman. So again, he's free to do whatever he wants when he has the reins of this character. But it's just the story, it doesn't make any sense sometimes. So where you're like, why would Bane keep Batman in a fucking well to watch and put a fucking TV next to him to watch Gotham City burn? It's like, if you know what this guy is capable of, why not just kill him off? That way, you already know you've won, because Batman would never win and the cops are fucking useless against you, because Bane has his whole militia when he takes over Gotham City and basically just rules over Gotham. Especially, like I said earlier, he blew up the bridges so no one can leave, and especially since Talia al Ghul created this bomb that's gonna fucking wipe out Gotham City. Just kill Batman. That's it. Just kill Batman. But of course, they can't do that because, you can't kill off your fucking franchise, your franchise maker, your franchise money maker. So it just doesn't make any sense. So of course we cut to the end where, Christian Bale, Batman, he comes, he fights his way out of the well. He manages to fucking go to Gotham City, which is never explained at all. Because like I said, the bridges are broken. He has no money. He's out. He was trapped in the middle of fucking nowhere where Bane put him in a hole. And how the fuck does he get to Gotham City? Like, there's no Alfred. He has no money. He has no clothes, barely. And there's no way he can get to Gotham City. So how the fuck did he get there? Again, it's one of those plot holes that are not explained, but we let it pass because we love Christopher Nolan. It just doesn't make any sense. So, of course, he beats Bane, and like I said earlier in the video, he travels to Paris where he's like, he's in love with Anne Hathaway, and Alfred looks at him with appreciation. And, of course, towards the end, we see, and Liam Neeson makes a cameo, which is awesome, by the way. Again, coming full circle, Batman Begins. And, of course, at the end, we see John Blake, a.k.a. Robin, who should have been Dick Grayson, go find the Batcave because Bruce Wayne gave him the coordinates. And it leaves, and it's left off with Robin taking over the Batman mantle. So there's a Batman in Gotham City. Again, I like the ending. I like the sentiment. It's just the execution could have been handled better. So anyway, those are my thoughts. It's again, overall solid movie, not the best, but it is a great conclusion to the Dark Knight saga. Well, again, what Christopher Nolan gave us, it's one of a kind. So again, I'll give it credit for that. But overall, solid movie and a solid conclusion to the Dark Knight trilogy. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Smash that fucking like button, my beautiful DC brothers and sisters. Subscribe, hit me up on Twitter, Instagram. Let's continue having a DC conversation. As always, support DC, love DC. If you're a fan of Batman, then this trilogy is one for you. And as always, truth out.